Hi everyone, welcome to this video. So in this video guys, I will show you how we can deploy our ML pipeline using Kubernetes. So if you don't know what is Kubernetes exactly, so let me show you. See, Kubernetes is a powerful open source system developed by Google back in 2014 for managing containerized application. So I think you know what is containerized application. We have already created this containerized application, that means Docker, right? So we deployed our application with the help of Docker. So with the help of Docker, we containerize entire application. I think I already showed you how we can do it. So these kinds of containerized application will be using in the Kubernetes. So Kubernetes manages these kinds of containerized application. Okay, and what is the benefit of that? I will also discuss about it. In simple words, Kubernetes is a system for running and coordinating containerized application across a cluster of machines. It is a platform designed to completely manage the life cycle of containerized application. That means if you have any containerized application, this Kubernetes uses something called cluster, and it completely manages the life cycle of containerized application. Okay, you don't need to worry about anything like load balancing, scaling. Okay, so everything would be done by the Kubernetes. So you can see guys, the features of the Kubernetes, the first features you will be getting called load balancing. So automatically distributes the load between the containers. Let's say if you have an application and it is running on the cloud, um, and if like lots of traffics are coming, so definitely that time it will distribute that particular loads, okay, to different containers, and it managed by the Kubernetes. Then scaling automatically scale up or down by adding or removing the containers when demand changes, such as peak hours and weekends and holidays. Let's say you have a application that is running on the cloud. So let's say there is a possibility lots of users are coming, lots of, let's say, audience are coming to your application. That time it will automatically scale up, okay, by adding some more container. It will do the load balancing. And let's say if there is any weekends and holidays, okay, so that time actually there is very less demand, okay, in your application. So that time you don't need lots of containers, okay, lots of scaling. That time automatically it will scale down the application. So that means if you are not using the Kubernetes, you have to manually scale up and scale down your application. Then storage, keep storage consistent with multiple instances of the application. Then you can see self-filling. So automatically restart the containers that fail and kills container that don't respond to your user defined health checks. Okay. So these are some key features of the Kubernetes, and it's an amazing actually tool. If you are using okay, during deployment, definitely you will be getting lots of advantage. Okay. So guys, now I'm going to show you how we can use Kubernetes for the ML pipeline deployment. So for this, I'm going to use Google Cloud. Okay. So in Google Cloud, there is a service called Kubernetes Engine. So we'll be utilizing that particular service. Okay. You can also set up Kubernetes in your local system, but setting Kubernetes in local system, there are lots of issue you'll be getting. Whenever you are using Windows machine, definitely there would be lots of setup issue, and it takes actually time, and even it will take lots of space. Okay, so instead of that, just try to use this Kubernetes on the cloud, because at the end, whenever you will be doing a production level deployment, you have to use the cloud service. Okay. So here, guys, first of all, make sure you have the Google Cloud. If you don't have the Google Cloud, first of all, try to create an account. Initially, you'll be getting $300 credit, and this is enough for the learning. And the application I'm going to deploy, this is the application. You can see this application is from PyCaret. So PyCaret is actually library. Okay, with the help of that, you can create machine learning project. So here we have already one like a Flask application. You can see. So they have trained one model called medical cost prediction. So you have some medical data like age, sex, BMI, okay, children, smoker. Based on that, you have to predict the charges. Okay, that means the like medical charges. Okay, let's say you have different column like age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region. Based on that, what is the charge of that particular patient? Okay, so this is the data they have used, and this is the regression problem statement, and this is the like entire project. You can see we have a static folder, template folder. Okay, then we have Docker file. This is the entire notebook training. If you want to see the training, okay, you can check the training. So I already showed you how to create the machine learning pipeline, how to create the machine learning project. Definitely you'll be able to understand. Okay, this is just a basic project, and you can use any kinds of machine learning, any kinds of deep learning project. Okay, it's up to you. Now if I show you the code, so let me show you the code, how this code looks like. So what are the files we have here? Even you can see they have also given the model. This is the pickle file and the requirements. Okay, everything they have already given. So if you press a dot here, okay, if you press dot in the GitHub, this is the URL. If you press dot in the GitHub, it will automatically open up a code editor for you. Okay. Now you can see guys, this is the static folder. Inside that we have style.css, then template folder, HTML file, because Flask use this template and static. Okay. And this is our Flask app. You can see here we have different route like predict and predict API, and this is the default route. And this is the entire notebook, training notebook. You can see they have loaded the data, they did some EDA, okay, then feature engineering, they trained the entire model. You can see, okay, then you can see this is the model, and this is the configuration, like what is the port number, what is the bind workers, okay, trade, these are some configuration they have kept inside config. And this is the Docker file. So definitely you need a Docker file whenever you are using Kubernetes. First of all, you have to containerize your application, and that Docker image you have to deploy to the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so that's why this is the Docker file. Okay, now and here you have the requirements. So now let's try to see how we can deploy this particular project, okay, over the GCP cloud with the help of Kubernetes. So the first thing, guys, what you have to do, first thing you have to search for uh, containerize container registry, this one. Okay, what is container registry? Container registry means I think you know Docker Hub, right? In Docker Hub we store Docker image. So in Google Cloud we call it as a container registry. So here you can store Docker image. That means we'll be building the Docker image, okay, and that image will try to store in the registry, okay, container registry. So first of all, if you are doing it using for the first time, there you will be seeing one enable button. You have to enable this particular service, okay, then you'll be getting this kinds of window. Now by default there is no container, there is no Docker image, okay, so we'll try to create the Docker image, then we'll push it here. Then the next thing, guys, we need to search for Kubernetes engine, okay, so this one, Kubernetes engine. So you can see, guys, this is the Kubernetes engine, okay, so here you can click on the cluster. So by default there is no cluster, and if you're using for the first time, there will see one option called enable. First of all, try to enable that Kubernetes cluster, okay. So now what we'll do, guys, I'll go to the home, and here I'll launch a terminal, okay, and make sure, guys, you are inside your project. So here you can see I'm inside my project, my first project. Even you can also create your new project, okay, but I will be using my default project, and this is the project ID. So here what I will do, I will launch a cloud shell. So just click here, it will launch a cloud shell for you. So I'll authorize. Now here you'll be getting a terminal, okay, and this is the project ID. Now let me clear, and if I do ls, okay, so here I already have the picrate this particular repository, because previously I was actually testing. That's why it is present. So what I will do, I'll just try to remove it. So I'll just write rm hyphen rf. I'll give the directory picrate. Yeah, now if I do ls, now see, this is removed. Okay, so the first thing, guys, mm, we'll try to just wait, let me clear. Yeah, we'll try to first of all clone the repository. Okay, so this is the repository URL. I'll also share the URL in the resources section. From there you can get it. Okay, just click on the code, and guys, see, I'm using the predefined project. You can use any kinds of project, okay, from your end. So I'll copy the link, and here I'm going to clone it. So let's write git clone, and I'll just paste the link. Now it is cloning the repository. Okay, now if I clear, and if I do ls, now you can see this is present. Now I'll go inside that cd picrate. Okay, now if I do ls, now see, all the files and folders are present. Okay, now the first thing, guys, what you have to do, you have to build the Docker image. Okay, and how to build a Docker image, I already prepared some of the commands for you. Let me show you the commands. um, so here are some commands, guys. We have to execute these are the commands, okay, one by one. First of all, we cloned our repository. So let me show you. So by executing this git clone command, we cloned our repository. Then after that, we have to export the project ID. Okay, how to export the project ID? So you have to execute this command, export project ID is equal to, you have to give your project ID. So what is my project ID? So you can see this is the project ID, focal baton 27 6315. Even you will click here, you will see the particular project id. Just copy the project id and here you have to paste it, okay, in the project id section. Now I already copied my project id, so I'll just try to copy, and here I'm going to execute, paste, and execute the project id. Okay, it's done. So once it is done, the next command you have to execute the docker build command. So now we'll be building the docker image, okay, because here you can see I have the docker file. So if I want to show you the docker file, cat docker file. So guys, you can see this is the docker file, okay, and in the docker file I think I already showed you, okay, how we can create this docker file, what is the image, okay, what is, these are the commands and everything I already discussed. You can check it out my docker session, okay, there I already discussed. Okay, so this is our docker file. Now we'll try to build a docker image, and to build a docker image, guys, we already know that we run the docker build command. So here this is the command docker build -t, we're tagging the image. So here you have to specify gcr.io, okay. If you're using this Google Cloud, you have to specify this particular thing, then slash your project id. So this will pick up the project id automatically from the environment. Then this is the name of my image, okay, insurance hyphen app, and this is the version, and this is the dot, that means it will get the docker file. And this dot means and you can see dot means it will look for the docker file in the existing, okay, folder. So let's copy the command, and all the command all the file I will share with you guys, you can execute, okay. So here I'll just try to paste, and if I execute, it will start building the docker image. So it will take time, guys, based on your project size. If your project size is a little bit big, this building will take some time. So let's wait. So once this building is done, okay, then I'll show you what to do. So okay, guys, we got one error. So here it is telling. Okay, so if you want to execute this requirement, so you need Python 3 point. Okay, more than 3 point, actually 9, or let's say 3.8. So what we'll do, we'll just try to use a updated Python version, okay, instead of using Python 3.7. So what I will do, I will just try to clear. Okay, I'll just try to clear, and here I have another Docker file code. I'll just try to copy this one. So here I'm using Python 3.9, then I'm executing the same command, but only the change I have done here, okay. So some of the change I have done, because the Docker file they are using, this was a little bit old, so that's why some of the commands has been deprecated, okay. So that's why we have updated this particular command again. So I'll copy the command, and I will also share you the updated one, okay. And I will also share you the updated one, no need to worry. So here what I will do, I'll do the ls. So here I have the Docker file. So first of all, let's remove the Docker file. So I'll just write rm hyphen rf Docker file. Now if I do ls, you can see Docker file is not there. Now let's create a Docker file. I'll just write touch Docker file. Okay, now if I do ls, so here I have the Docker file. Now let's open the Docker file. I'll use vim editor. So Docker file. Now I'll press I for the insert mode, and whatever command I have copied, I'll just try to paste it. Then just press escape button and give clone uh, W and Q. Okay, now if I press enter, it has been saved. If you want to check it, just write cat command, cat docker file. Now see, it is updated. Okay, now let's again build a Docker image. So I'll write the same command. This is the command, I think. Yeah, docker build -t. Now if I execute, now it should build the image. Okay, so guys, I'm getting another error. So guys, again you can see I got another error. So here the error actually we're getting because if I show you the requirements, they are using the PyCaret version 1.0.0. Okay, so I think they are actually this actually package is not supported anymore. So what I have to do, I have to install the latest one. So what I will do, I'll just try to remove the version. Okay, so for this I'll again get back and let me clear. If I do ls, so here I have the requirement, so I'll open it, vim requirements.txt. Now I'll give the insert mode. Now let's remove the version from here. Okay, now escape button, clone w and q, so it's done. Now let's again build the image. Now I think it should work. Let's see. So it happens guys sometimes because all the package actually uh, so guys it happens usually because sometimes actually the older package would be deprecated, so you also need to take care about the package. And once this docker is built up, you don't need to worry about, because it is containerizing our entire application, so it will save all the configuration. So only you just need to take care of whenever you are building the image, that time everything is fine or not. Now successfully I think it has installed the requirements. Okay, so guys, you can see our docker image is built up, and if you want to check the docker image, just write docker images. Okay, so you can see one image we have built. Now the next thing guys, what we have to do, we have to push this image to the this one, our registry. Okay, artifact registry, that means our docker registry. Okay, so how to push it? For this this is the command you have to execute. Let me show you. So first of all you have to authenticate configuration. So let's copy this command, gcloud auth config docker zcr io. So I think it registered successfully. Now the next thing, we'll try to push this image, okay, this insurance image to the registry hub. So let's copy and I will execute it here. Now see, it is pushing. So it's around 1.40 GB, so it will take time. Okay, so you can see execution is done. Now if I go to the registry and if I refresh, okay, you will see that this image would be present. So GCRIO, inside that our insurance image is present. The insurance app, this image is present. Okay, now actually we are ready to deploy to our Kubernetes cluster. So again, you have to execute some more command. So first of all, you have to set the zone. I will be setting the zone in US Central 1. I'll copy and let's execute. Okay, zone is already updated. Now the next thing you have to create the container cluster. Okay, that means you have to create the Kubernetes cluster, and for this is the command. Okay, and node wise you can take the node as much as you need. So the more nodes you will be taking, the more charge it will be taking, okay, from your end. So that's why initially I just kept one just to show you, and you can also create this Kubernetes cluster manually. For this, just click here, create cluster. So here you can give the name, okay, name of your app. Let's say my application name is insurance app, this one, or let's see insurance cluster. Then you can say set the reason. I will be taking your central one. Then you can take the standard tier. If you're taking the enterprise tier, so this will charge you more, and it has some benefit like includes all the benefit standard plus additional feature governing, okay, managing and operating containerized workloads, okay, enterprise scale, run containers workloads at scale with GKE, includes Kubernetes features available all GKE users. Okay, so initially I'll be taking the standard user. So after that you can see some more configuration. So if you want to do some configuration, you can do it. Otherwise, let's create the this one, our cluster. Okay, now you can see insurance cluster, and the status is it is still being created. So it will take time, guys, because usually this takes around 5 minutes, okay, to prepare the entire, let's say, cluster. And once it is done, you can see status would be available. Okay, so you have to wait for this loading. So once this loading is complete, that time you can use it. Okay, so in between, let me show you what are the next step you have to do. So after that, whenever, let's say, you have created the cluster, you have to deploy your application. So to deploy, this is the command, guys. You have to copy this command, kubectl create deployment insurance app, and yeah, you have to give the image location. So image gcr io project id and insurance app v1. So copy this command and execute in the terminal. Okay, so what it will do, it will take the docker image from the container, okay, registry, like artifact registry, and it will deploy on the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so guys, you can see after actually your cluster is getting created, you'll be getting this kinds of tick mark. Okay, and that means your cluster is ready that time. Then what you have to do, you have to execute this command. Okay, you have to execute this command, kubectl create deployment insurance app, and you have to keep the image. Okay, the image actually you have stored in the registry hub. Okay, so what it will do, it will actually deploy this application over the Kubernetes cluster. So after deploying, you have to expose the application. That means our application is running on port number. If I show you my application, so here in the app.py, application is running on port number uh, 8080. Okay, we have to expose this port. So by default, your application we have created actually in the local host. Now it will run on the cloud. Okay, so that means it will be getting one public IP, and we have to configure this port number. That means we have to expose our application. For this is the command you have to execute, guys. kubectl expose deployment insurance app type load balancer port number 80. Okay, target port 8080. That means our application will be running to port number 80 right now. Okay, and target port 8080. That means 8080 was my default port. Now we'll be running the application on port number 80. Okay, so this is the command you have to execute. So after executing the command, if you execute kubectl get service, so you'll see that your application is running. Okay, you can see this is the port and this is the IP address. Okay, Now if I open the IP address, guys, you can see, and if I give port number 80, your application would be running like that. Okay, so this is the application. So you can see this is the user interface. Now here you can give the value, and if you click on the predict, this will show you the prediction. Okay, so yes, guys, that's how we can deploy our application or ML pipeline with the help of this Kubernetes. Okay, and now if you have deployed this application like that, so everything would be done automatically. That means load balancing, scaling. Okay, whatever I showed you, everything would be done automatically. So this is the entire step, guys. Okay, so well, now please try to actually practice. Try to pick up your own application. Okay, the application I showed you, this is just a predefined application. Now whatever ML application you have, try to use it. Okay, and try to deploy with the help of this Kubernetes. Okay, so yes, guys, this is all about. Now I will show you I can actually, let's say, delete the cluster. Okay, because we have created the cluster, and if you keep it running, if you're not using it, definitely it will charge you. Okay, so we have to also delete the image in the registry hub. Even we have to also delete the cluster. Okay, let me show you how we can delete it. So guys, to delete the cluster, first of all select the cluster, and here you will be getting a delete button, and here you have to give the cluster name. So this is my cluster name. I'll copy and let me delete the cluster. Okay, so you can see it is deleting the cluster. After some times you will see that cluster will be deleted. And how to delete this docker image? So just try to select this one, and there you will see delete button, delete. So this would be also deleted. Okay, make sure you delete, guys, if you're not using it. Okay, so yes, guys, this is all about from this video. Okay, I hope you got it, how we can use the Kubernetes. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.